The final hours of the Romanovs, Russia's last dynasty. It's 1918, and the Bolsheviks have taken over Russia. They've executed the former royal family as servants, and are now closing in on the royal family themselves. Nicholas II, his wife Alexandra, and their 5 children are hiding in the basement of a house in Yak. Upstairs, a group of armed Bolshevik soldiers are making preparations for their arrival. One of them, Yakov Yurovsky, would later write, quote, "We were all very nervous and some were trembling. We knew perfectly well what we were going to do, but one does not usually shoot people one has actually known and lived with, especially when they are one's former sovereign and his family. But it had to be done. The Reds were short on food, and the Royals were in possession of a lot of it." Suddenly, a guard rushed into the room and shouted, "They're coming," motioning for everyone to get into position. As Nicholas and his family slowly descended the stairs, the soldiers fell back to back, aiming their rifles at the Royals. Nicholas, ever the dutiful husband and father, shielded his wife and kids as best he could, but when he tried to make them walk through the middle of the courtyard, a captain stepped forward and stopped him. The captain told Nicholas that he and his family were under arrest and would be taken to another location, but Nicholas knew that this was just a ruse to get them closer to the firing squad, and he tried to warn his wife as much, but she didn't listen. She was too busy arguing with a Red Cross nurse who insisted that the children change into more appropriate clothing. Once they were all lined up, the first volley was fired. Nicholas fell, clutching his chest, but he was still breathing. As the soldiers reloaded their rifles, he looked down at his wife and children, all of them lying motionless on the floor. Nicholas then did something totally unexpected. He stood up and walked toward the firing squad. He raised his arms and yelled, "Why are you firing on women and children?" Startled by his sudden movement, one of the soldiers fired his rifle. Nicholas fell to the floor, clutching his chest, and this time he didn't get back up. When Yakov Yurovsky returned to the basement a few hours later, he found a blood-stained handkerchief on the floor and picked it up. He would later recall, quote, "I remember because the blood was still fresh. It was only when I got outside that I saw the monogram on it. NRI for Nicholas Alexandrovich Romanov." If you want to learn more about the Russian Revolution, stay tuned for more information.